Hello, Bacho. Let's read this question. It says the important terms are used in magnetism are magnetic field induction, magnetic flux density or magnetic field strength measured in Tesla, magnetic intensity or magnetizing force H vector measured in ampere per meter, intensity of magnetization I vector is measured in ampere per meter, and the magnetic moment is measured in ampere meter square. The magnetic permeability is measured in Tesla meter per ampere. Magnetic permeability of free space is measured in Tesla meter per ampere. Relative magnetic permeability mu r, it has no units. Magnetic susceptibility chi m has no units, and the Faraday colleague classified the magnetic substances into three categories. First, the diamagnetic substances like antimony, bismuth, copper, gold, silver, quartz, water, alcohol, mercury, air, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. Paramagnetic substances like sodium, potassium, aluminum, chromium, platinum, magnesium, manganese, lithium, etc. And the ferromagnetic substances like iron, cobalt, and nickel. Now, they are saying that the ferromagnetic substances show all the properties of paramagnetic substances, but to a much greater degree. And the paramagnetic substances are those in which each individual atom molecules and has same net magnetic moment of its own. When such substances are placed in an external magnetizing field, they get feebly magnetized in the direction of the field. Diamagnetic substances are those in which individual atoms, molecules, ions do not possess any net magnetic moment of their own. When such substances are placed in an external magnetic field, they get feebly magnetized in the direction opposite to the magnetizing field. According to the Curie's law in magnetism, the intensity of magnetization I of a magnetic material is directly proportional to the magnetic field induction B and inversely proportional to the temperature T. So I is directly proportional to B and I is inversely proportional to the temperature of T. So they just combine it. So I is going directly proportional to B upon T as B is directly proportional to H. So I is directly proportional to H upon T, and we can say that I upon H is going to be inversely proportional to B T. Because I upon H is going to be the chi m, so we have just put it that value here, so it becomes chi m is going to be C upon T, where C is the constant of proportionality and is called as the Curie constant. Now, for question number 38 to 46, two statements are given, one labeled as assertion and another labeled as reason. Select the correct answer of these questions from the codes A, B, C, and D as given below. The code A says both assertion and reason are true, and reason is the correct explanation of A. Code B says both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of A. Code C says the assertion is true, but the reason is false, and code D says assertion is false, but the reason is true. So let's read the assertion and reason. According to the Curie law, in magnetism, I is directly proportional to B and I is directly inversely proportional to temperature T, where symbols have standard meaning. And the reason says this leads us the Curie law in magnetism, I is directly proportional to B and I is inversely proportional to temperature T combined together gives us I is directly proportional to B upon T and I is directly proportional to H upon T, or I upon H is going to be 1 upon T, and that is chi is equal to 1 upon T, which is the Curie's law in magnetism. तो जो यहाँ पर की कॉन्सेप्ट है हमारा, the key concept which we are using is the Curie law of magnetism. Curie law. If I just go back to the passage, then you can see here they describe the Curie law here, and they says the I is directly proportional to B and I is inversely proportional to temperature T. So according to this idea, the assertion is true. The assertion is true, and the reason is what? Reason they says I is directly if we just combine them, then I is directly proportional to B upon T, and because B is directly proportional to H, then this could be I directly proportional to H upon T, and I upon H is going to be 1 upon T. So that will be chi m is going to be 1 upon T, and that is chi is equal to C upon T. So if I just come here, then we have this step, right? So magnetic susceptibility is inversely proportional to temperature. So it seems the reason is also true. According to the passage, the assertion is also true and the reason is also true. And here we have says that because the reason is not explaining the assertion, right? Reason is just showing the next part of the Curie's law. So we can say, we can go with the options like both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of A. So I hope you understand it well. Best of luck. Thank you.